we're actually bringing out some truths, peel back the layers of all this fluff.
Shining the light on this industry as a whole. Maybe you should stay away from it.
Hi everybody, welcome to Real Estate Raw and Uncut. This is episode 125. I'm Byron Lazine, and this week he's back, Tim Barre.
How'd you get along without me?
On the
Just fine, huh?
on the last episode,
Yeah, you're good. I've been missing for a while.
Brittany put the grumpy cat in.
Oh,
I was grumpy. Why was I grumpy last Monday?
because your peeps weren't around.
You weren't here.
Yes.
No, that wasn't the reason though.
You were grumpy because of a transaction.
Oh, real estate drama.
We're gonna stay away from that today.
We
It's a new
stay away.
Monday.
Drop the drama, do the deal.
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
you had a pretty good uplifting speech last Friday. If these guys
More of a
probably
rant.
don't know, but no, it's really you on every day we get up and he has a couple sessions that he does. You do a
Yeah.
5 o'clock session, which is
5
a little
o'clock.
different. I'm at the gym then, but there's also an 8 o'clock session where I'd say the majority of our team is
Yeah,
listening.
basically
And the one that
everybody.
you did on Friday was sick.
I think the one or the discussion we had on Friday is really relatable to anybody in anything.
Any industry.
Right? Any industry, really anything in life. It's like, it could be, your family, right? Too. If you let things kind of just take the course that they will, you may not be, why communication is so important. You may not be realizing that your spouse is feeling one way all month, translates into another month, and then that compounds into something, an environment in your family that's not conducive to being happy and living the life you want. But when we talk business, because that's what we like here, or real estate in particular, it's about really setting, for me, it's about setting a desired result and then taking action towards that result, right? This is the result I want to have. Put it out there, set it up, and then figure out the steps that I need to complete in between and take action on them right away.
Give us an example.
It could just literally be, I want to set 10 appointments in the next 2 weeks. Well, I know that in real estate we know, we're tracking our numbers, how many calls we need to make to set an appointment. Mm-hmm. And that's anywhere, it could be anywhere from 40 to 50. You need 50 conversations to equal a closing. But if we're just looking at appointments, then I know I need to separate. I can get, maybe 30, 40 calls done in an hour. I've got to separate that time from my schedule, undisturbed time to make those calls to lock in on those 10 appointments, right? Now, if I've set that time aside and I end up at 8, but I need to have the 10, well, I need to mix in some evenings, right?
There you go.
I need to add some
door knocking, maybe.
Maybe some door knocking, maybe some Facebook messaging, but it's doing whatever it takes. And here's the thing, if you set a goal of 10, you make all the calls, you follow that plan through, you end up at 8, that's still pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Right? Because if you don't make the calls and then you just let whatever happens comes to you, maybe you get 2 people that call you throughout that 2-week period, like, hey, I heard from you from so-and-so, and you've got 2 appointments. Well, 8 beats 2 every single time because you follow the plan of action. Once you decide, you've just got to do it. You have to take the action. Instead of, let's see what happens, let's let things work itself out. They always work themselves out in the way typically that you don't want, if that's kind of the approach that you take. And, I use somebody on our team as an example that, Zoe, for instance, has made more money this year in real estate than she ever has in her life. And it's not just because she joined Seaport Real Estate Group or something like that. It's really about her taking it upon herself to follow the steps that work, right? It was a long time of doing this, right?
Getting ready.
But this past year, this past 12 months, it's like, it was just the simple step of having a system of follow-up. Following up with people every single day. And it sounds easy, But if you just, I'm so big on having a morning routine, right? Because now I can come in with a clear set of objectives, a clear mind, and say, okay, these 2 hours are my prospecting hours. Zoe did a great job of setting aside 2 hours, whatever it was, each and every day to follow up on buyer leads, Every time she does an open house, she knows her numbers. She gets 1 buyer lead. So the more open houses she does, the more leads she gets, the more people she puts in the pipeline. She sets those 2 hours every single day to follow up on those individuals. And when you compound that over 12 months, all of a sudden you get to, she says to me, she's like, oh my gosh, I looked at my income, I couldn't even believe it. She couldn't believe it. She's like, how did I get there? And I said, I know how you got there. Every single day you were in your 10 days of pain, your tracker, and you're tracking these people and you're following up and
it's powerful.
Paying attention to what you're doing every single day instead of just going through the motions. And I'm looking at fine tuning that every single day because we all get caught up in it.
So the
emails happen, phone calls happen, and you react. And if you get into a reactionary mode throughout your day, that's when things just kind of take care of themselves for you in a way that you don't want. Those are the most stressful days where I'm not in control of my time slots, I'm not in control of my actions, and I'm letting other people
dictate.
Whether it's clients, agents, whoever, dictate what I'm doing.
So if you have this incredible lead generation system, and you've set up some systems that are just bar none, and then you combine that with this tool bag of systems that allow you to add extreme value. So you master your craft.
Right.
So if you master your craft and you do these, it's lethal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just adding so much value.
We were in Baltimore this last week, Zoe and Georgia and I, and here's the whole game, right? It's add value, build trust. Add value, build trust. And that's just the cycle you want to live your life in. Add value, build trust. Because we know the number one reason right now people are selecting a real estate agent is trust. And that's across the board. If you're a millennial, if you're a baby boomer, they're looking for somebody they can trust. Google did a study, and I think they've got a little bit of information that 49% of people are selecting their agent. We did a video on this because of trust, right? 2.5% because of brand, right?
It's getting smaller.
It's getting smaller and smaller. And so all the big brands get mad at that, right? Because it's like, well, if people trust your brand, then you can get into that trust factor. But people are looking for people to work with that they can absolutely trust with their biggest investment or purchase. But if you're not adding value, it's tough to get them to trust you, right? Now, when I look at a lot of agents that ask us questions or that we're working with, that we're helping, the only way to consistently add value to the community, to your clients, to your database, whoever, is to have a system to stay in touch with them and organize that as your database grows. And I've done a poor job with my database, even though I look back on last year's, my deals last year, and over 40% came from my database. And I'm like, if I only
I'm guilty.
took care of these people the way I should be taking care of them, that number could be even higher.
Oh, absolutely.
All my friends in my database out there, I'm sorry, I love you guys.
Because we've already, you've gained their trust. You've done the deal. You've worked with them, so they know what you're capable of.
Absolutely.
So those are the ones we should be going back to. And I've got to apologize as well. But hey, you'll be getting a call from me soon.
Or a bomb.
That's right.
Right. But letting them know, and I think with social media, that's been. That's why the number for me is just over 40%, because I've been able to stay in front of people and engage at scale with social media. But I think a proper system in terms of taking action in your database, that's just one element, one tool of how to stay in touch with them. Do you have a systematic approach to say, okay, I'm going to take action or stay in touch through Facebook. I'm also going to reach out with a phone call. I'm also going to add value with maybe a video email that, the election's tomorrow. How's that going to affect the sale of your house, right? How's that going to affect the price of your house after, that kind of information? People are interested in that. And as their agent, you should be adding that value all the time.
Absolutely.
Right?
I love it. That's it.
That's all we got.
I got one. My listening skills are getting better.
Getting better?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's all we got. We're going to be back. What do we got? Anything good coming up?
We've always got things good. Any buyer seminars? Any? We will.
We do?
We will.
Definitely check us out on Facebook /Seaport Real Estate Group, YouTube /Byron Lazine. We'll see ya in 126. See ya.